said something about people feel like they're missing something. They have to get certain brands because it makes it. So what do brands make us feel?
Like I was saying, when someone's missing something, for example, let's just say someone comes from a broken home, so that they want to be able to buy things that are more expensive, because other people are going to be like, wow, this person is so cool, this person must be awesome. So it's like that brand is kind of like allowing other people to fill that gap that you have, that you're missing. I don't know.
Anybody agree with that?
No.
Okay, Raymond, why don't you agree?
Because he said a broken home that
It was just an analogy.
No, I'm just saying I don't agree with what I still respect you. Okay, but I'm thinking a broken home that doesn't necessarily. I can understand you said insecure, or but not a broken home.
All right, let's not dwell on that. Dwell on what he's saying. People buy things.
I think it helps, but I don't think it.
You think it helps?
Yeah, because of. I mean, I don't know, because I feel like Apple. Yeah, I feel like, society has built it in people's mind that like Apple and the is the new thing. It's almost like the ant effect. When you have an ant, they got food, and you see them, so you're obviously going to follow them until the food until you find something. So I think it's stupid. Honestly, I think it's stupid.
But marketers prey on us for that, right? I mean the companies prey. They know we like status, we like to look good, we like to have the newest, the finest, most exquisite. So people are like, oh man, that's pretty nice. Let's go there. What do you say?
I feel like it is important for the most part because most brands offer like a slogan, like the whole quality they have and everything. Like JBL, like is the earphone company that you buy from. And I used to buy from them for the slogan "Hear the Truth," and it actually does reflect off the product, which is some really good sound. Well, like clothes, like Levi's jeans compared to like H&M jeans, of course, you're gonna get Levi's not only because like the brand, but like, it's just been out there for a long time. It's been for good quality jeans. So I guess brand is kind of a big thing, just quality.
Quality aspect of it. You gonna say something?
Yeah, I think though when it comes to brands, it's just like they're good as far as conversation, but I don't really think they're anything special because anybody can start a brand. It's not like,
Anybody can start a brand, but can a brand last? You can start it, but does that mean necessarily it's going to make it? Because when you compete against somebody with a known name, is he going to make it?
that is true.
I mean, you know what I mean?
It's not that likely, but still, I mean, anybody can start a brand, anybody can make a product if they put their mind to it and, develop their company.
Right.
I mean, I think it's important because I like to know what I'm buying, and I need to know it's good for me. That's why it's important.
All right. Anybody else? Anybody else on this? Corey, what about you?
I believe in certain situations,
Okay.
brands important.
Okay.
Usually, big name companies have better products, I guess you can say. But
Are they better? Do we think they're better because it's a bigger company?
I mean, most of the time I just test it out to see if
Okay.
it's bluffing or not.
Okay.
And
All right.
most of my situations, they turn out it's not bluffing.
Okay. Yes.
I disagree with what Corey said.
All right. And we're back to the debate. This is wonderful.
But because I think that people think that brands are better than other things because they've been around longer. Because I feel like a brand is something that's like made it. Like you're a brand when you made it. Like Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes, like they're a brand. Well, for example, like the Harris Teeter type
But
of
who makes Fruit Loops?
Kellogg's, I think.
Kellogg's is the brand name, right? So Kellogg's would be the brand name. These are just other things under, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Kellogg's has made what you're saying. Kellogg's has made it because they have this, all these different varieties, but their name is,
Yeah, and then the same thing with Van, and talking about Levi's and JVC, I think, JBL, or like the
JBL headphones.
Like, I don't think that because a company has been around longer that their product is better. Because anybody can last doing the bare minimum. For example, Apple, like I'm not trying to bang on anybody that has an Apple iPhone, but their products are, well, their phones specifically, they have worse specs than Android phones, but yet they still have survived. And it's not because they're better, but people think they're better, but they're not statistically.
So is it because we hear it so much and we think, I mean, could it be the commercials, the commercialization, and everything we hear? iPhone, we see it everywhere, right?
It's also because of how their previous innovation
think Apple innovated anything. I think they just stole from everybody.
Well, they do, but
Yeah.
it's still.
They did that
Same thing
out.
with
Jobs
Windows.
did, he did out. What'd you say?
It's the same thing with Windows, but I'm saying I kind of disagree with the side.
Okay.
I think
That's
about
fine.
it like this. Say you get a knockoff Gucci bag from, like, you know, Chinatown or something, and you get like a legit one. Which one would you want, you know?
Would you get the knockoff? No, because I didn't know it was a knockoff. You gotta really look closely, right? Because some people, you know,
It's
there's a lot of people walking around with some knockoff stuff, rocking it like it's like the original. You're like,
Yeah.
put a drop of water on the thing, shrivel up so like a little erase it. You know good and well it's not real leather or nothing like that. But,
If you're buying a TV, like, would you rather get a Sony or like a Sanyo? You know, like, you know that Sony's a better TV, not only because of the quality, even though they have the same standards on the quality of the TV, but you know Sony's gonna last longer because it's been out there longer.
so how do new, all right, but how do new brands maybe get in? How do they try to break the market?
I think the
Price.
first is price. Yeah.
Price, first thing, right?
Yeah, and then from there they start off like little, you know, like they probably go up higher, but very slowly.
I mean, I have different TVs. The reason why I say this, I have different TVs in the show. Right? I got one that was like something. I saw it was like a whole sale. It was a high set. It was only like $300, but it was a 50-inch TV. I said, hey, you know what? I'll $300. I'll try it. If it breaks down, so what? It actually has a beautiful picture. It's still working. I just use it like my kids' PlayStation, and it actually works incredibly well. The Hisense,
Oh, I heard of them.
Hisense,
They make
and it actually does. It's done incredibly well. I mean, it's done incredibly well. So, and I've been one of those Sony, Sanyo. I mean, you know what I mean? I've been one of those brand type of guys. I saw it because it was the price. I was like, $300. Not a big deal. If it goes down, it goes down. I'm not really losing anything. Well, 300, but for the grand scheme of things, for a large TV, for that, they were trying to move it because they're trying to get the name out. I bought it. Now, 2 years later, the thing is still actually gives wonderful pictures. So I don't know. So I think that sort of makes me think. But
Back to what Van was saying, when like brands last
just want to
longer.
argue. You just want to argue. Go
Well,
ahead.
back to what you said about brands like being better because they're older. I feel like the only reason why they last is because they just stick to their old traditions. But I feel like new brands, the reason why they're like so popular, they like stick around, is because they're like trying to do something different because they don't have anything to lose. But something like Sony, they can't like do something out of the blue because they might lose a lot of market share. But something like, I don't know what TV you were talking about, but they don't have a lot to lose, so they can like do more
Sure.
cool and like innovative stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
So
And
like,
it worked.
older doesn't mean better.
And now I'm just actually throwing the name out there. So now, how many? 20 more plus people have heard that name Hisense. You may be walking through the store and see that, man, Coach Wilson said, you bought one of these TVs, got a good price, and it's still doing great. It might, you never know. That's all I know. Go ahead, John.
Well, I was thinking that, like, based on what Josiah said, it's like when you have like new brands, like when they break it, they have like new and innovative products, but they also have like a specialized, like generally when it comes to like food or something, they have like a specialized, like they have like a target market, like a very specific target market. Because like Sony, they started off with like very general products, but then once a brand becomes big, they can like kind of branch out to like, you know, more like Apple. They started off with like computers and now they make everything.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Ready.
I think there's like a lot of copycatting also in like brands, because I know for a fact that I think that Apple was first, and then like the Samsung, they made the I don't know what the phone is called. It actually looks exactly like the
Okay.
HTC,
no.
No, the Samsung Galaxy.
No, it's like I think,
Imitation
yeah,
is the biggest
and it
form of
looks
flattery.
just like
You ever
that.
heard
It
of that?
did, yeah. And then I was and it's not just like phones and computers. I was looking at I actually got mad about this. I was looking at Burger King and they had like the Big King, and I was like, what
Which
in the
one, the Big Mac?
everlasting? Yes, I was like, it's so stupid. It makes me so mad. And then no, there was a quote, and it was like, why sit with the clown when you can dine with the king? I was
Now,
like, that's
question,
like-
how long did that last? Did it last?
No, not really.
It
Because
really didn't last, so they
No.
couldn't compete with it. All right, go ahead. After this, we're gonna move on with it.
This doesn't have anything general to do with what other people said. This is just me stating, like, I kind of changed my mind. I want to say that branding and brand name is important, and it's actually very limiting the whole entire product world. Because if you think about it, brands, what a brand is it's the company itself. But to call it a brand is to give it a branding of what this company is. It's what the word derives from. So when you do that, and especially like with people don't want to be branded as like, oh, this person's an idiot, this person doesn't know anything, and it's like you and like this, and you don't want to label that because it limits that person, and it limits like you might not be able to have a discussion with that person. And I think it translates over into products because you could limit like
HP. I've had a bad HP computer, but all these HP mouses, they work just fine. And
Okay.
say if I think like, oh, because
If you had a bad experience with HP,
Yeah.
everything's gonna be bad.
yeah, and then I'm gonna think that that's gonna limit me, and I don't want to be able to do that because there's amazing products in the whole entire world that people don't try because of either ignorance of the big products company or just feeling.
Gotcha. All right, last one, then we're gonna start going into product features, we're gonna go into some notes and everything, go ahead.
I was going to say that I agree with Max. I think branding is kind of detrimental overall because people tend to stick with what they know. So they're going to stay with a brand that they like or that they trust. So they're not really going to try new things. And I mean, I don't know.
And we're creatures of habit. I know I am. I'm a creature of habit. I mean, I buy certain things and that's what I do. That's it. I mean, just something can come out, I may never, ever know about it.
Right.
Because